This is the truth of the creation of religion. The truth of all religions have been created based on this statement alone, and then other things added to it as it went through time and adjusted itself within societies to be able to control people. But my guy here is saying that if people were able to figure out immortality, if we were able to figure out how to make our telomeres on each cell to maintain their length so that we would never age and would have immortality, that man would throw off its belief in gods, devils, because then man would not be fearful of death. Because that fear of death, that fear of the unknown, it is what drove people to find religion. That we often just think about how man discovered religion by seeing lightning in the sky and feeling the wind blow and storms coming and droughts and animals and all these things, and wondering, how did these things come about, and why is there this bright lightning in the sky that when it strikes land it starts fires and those sorts of things, and why does the volcano erupt, where do the waves come from? And if you notice, people who live inland don't have ocean gods and water gods of that nature. They have like stream gods and lake gods. So it's all relative to the environment that the person, the civilization grew up in, as to what type of gods that they have. But all of them wondered about the mysteries of death. And because they wondered about the mysteries of death, they wondered, what would happen when I die? What happens when I die? Where do I go? Do I continue to live, or do I cease to exist? And then over time, that wondering developed into concepts of religion. It developed into concepts of gods. It developed into concepts of the devil. And then they had to take the devil part and say, well, there must be a devil, because why else would man do such atrocious things to end life, to cause people to go into this unknown? So the creation of the devil happened, or evil spirits or demonic spirits. Now, in the beginning of our modern day religions, meaning for the last 12,000 years, it wasn't so much as a devil, one being, but it was different gods who had different attributes, and some of those attributes were positive and some of those attributes were negative, and a god could exhibit both the positive and the negative. But then as it moved more into monotheism with the Octen and with Zoroaster, and then we got the Jews, and then we got the Christians, it all of a sudden morphed into this devil. The Greeks already had Hades, which is an afterlife where everybody goes. And there were just different parts of the afterlife that you would go to based on how you lived your life. The Cometics, the Egyptians, already had an afterlife to where you would go. But it was different depending on how you lived your life and what spells you were able to cast as to where you would end up. Did you follow the 42 confessions of Ma'at, or did you not break them, I should say? Mostly they developed everybody goes. Even the Jews said initially that you just went into Sheol, the same as Hades, just a place. And you had different levels within each place. But then it was the Christians who truly developed the concept of a tormented hell. And through that, the Muslims followed suit, and then the Jews changed theirs to follow suit, and people kept changing, and you have different sects of Judaism that accept it and different ones that don't, and they all have their different ideas, and none of them really know, because it's still the unknown. But they take a little bit of pride, a little bit of comfort in thinking that if they follow the rules of this one God, live a life according to this one God, or believe in this Messiah, that they will be able to go into heaven and avoid the hell. But if man were immortal, man would not have this fear. You see, the Greek gods didn't fear going to Hades because they were immortal. The demigods didn't fear it, they were immortal. The Roman gods didn't fear it because they were immortal. The Kemetic gods didn't fear it because they were immortal. No other gods feared it. All the ones that were immortal never feared it because they knew that they couldn't go there. Gilgamesh seeked out immortality so that he wouldn't have to go and see what part of the underworld he would exist in. Utnapishtim already had it, so he wasn't worried about it. He had immortality. But because we live where we know that we have mortality, we created these religions. So if you got rid of mortality, there would be no need for religion. There would be no need for gods. There would be no need for angels, for demons, and for devils. So what do you guys think? If we were immortal, would mankind actually believe in a God and a devil? Always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.